Hello everyone, welcome to episode 4 of The Collective. I'm Stevie J, your host, and today, for the second time, we've got Nath Turner on the line. How you going, Nath?
Good, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, not too bad.
Bad?
A little bit of rage because we've got some breaking news, but thanks for bearing with me because this is literally the fourth time that I've tried to do a podcast and got been interrupted by work. So
That's fine. It's all good.
I know that we tried to start yesterday, but the phone call, and as soon as that bloody phone calls, I know that I've got to go down. So, yeah, some breaking news today. George Pal, or Pally Boy, he's old mate's got away with touching kids.
It's fucked. It's disbelief. That's what it is. But not surprised.
Like I said, I'm not going to name anyone, but I do know somebody that is someone that knows someone that is directly or indirectly involved in this case, and they are absolutely ropeable about this. Like, the fact that he could get off is just ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
money talks, I guess.
Money
might be
talks,
money or
power talks. I mean, when you got Andrew Bolt on your side writing
don't even get me started on that cunt.
Massive newspapers saying that he's all right, and it's just, vanilla sex acts. I'm just like, okay, mate.
Oh, that is ridiculous. What the fuck is vanilla sex acts with
Apparently
a boy?
having sex with little boys is vanilla sex acts or whatever. So whatever, I don't know.
Oh, that is
he knows more about it than what I do.
I know. I just wish that I was, when you get tagged for... Have you ever had to do jury duty?
No, I always say that I'm busy, like studying and can't get out of work and stuff.
Yeah, I'd be interested though if they're just like jury duty and then you jump on and it's the Pal case and they're like, do you know this bloke? And you're just like, nah, no idea who he is.
I've always wondered that. Like, obviously everyone's heard of the Pal case and stuff. So how do you get in a jury that's unbiased? Yeah,
especially if it's someone that's so well known.
Even like Michael Jackson and stuff, that's like, you're going to have people that loved Michael Jackson and obviously people that hate him now. And similar.
I know that he wasn't put on trial, but someone like Osama bin Laden or something, if he had been caught alive and put in trial, like, who the fuck is going to be in America, know the name Osama bin Laden and find him innocent? Like, that is impossible, basically.
Some old mate would be like, this is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden did nothing.
They get some fucking flat earther on there, just like believes in every conspiracy. He's just like, nah, he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. Two towers weren't real.
So we've got a few topics today we're going to talk about. I'm actually gonna switch it up. We'll do the apologies. We'll do the philosophical questions again first.
We only got through
two yesterday, so we can just repeat that. Rightio. So question 1, what is the meaning of life?
There is no meaning. That's it. That's the crux, I think.
Yep. So a basic nihilistic approach, pretty much.
I feel like we're too insignificant to have any sort of meaning.
Yep. So with regards to nihilism in this case, does that mean that you, like, how do you... I'm just trying to get into the psyche of a nihilist. When you wake up every day, what's your purpose for the day, and like how does that relate to what you do, like the decisions that you make?
Good question. I guess it's just what I need to do for the day. Like, if I need to go to work, I just go to work. If I don't need to do anything, then I just don't do anything,
Yeah.
It's weird. It's hard to have drive sometimes, but...
that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess, this second one kind of relates to us then. I think you've got obviously a atheist approach, I guess. It's what happens to us after death.
There isn't anything. Nothing.
So you're in the ground and that's about it?
Yeah, that's it. Or cremated.
Yep.
One of the two.
Too easy. This one I'm curious to get an answer from a nihilistic perspective. Are humans obligated to better themselves, and will that make them happier?
I don't think they're obligated at all. I think you see it more now than ever that there's a lot of people saying that you should be doing better for yourself or improving something, especially around this coronavirus stuff where you've got self-isolation. It's like, if you haven't learnt to play the guitar in the 2 months that you've been isolating, then you're a failure. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like,
come on, guys. I'm not Japanese. I can't do that in 2 months.
It's like, I don't know. It's just not, what's the word? It's just not...
Feasible,
yeah.
Yeah.
And like... Yeah. You know, a lot of people are going through a lot of mental health issues, and isolation can be very, like, oppressing, I guess.
I guess it goes to show, like, obviously being self-isolated in the home is, you know, it would be silly to think that it would be the same as being in a jail cell, obviously, you know, with the resources that you have in the house. But, I mean, think about it this way. If someone's going nuts in the house, imagine what jail would actually be like.
Yeah, exactly. Where you've got like a 5x5 room.
Yeah, 5x5 room,
sharing
concrete
it with
bed.
some other old mate.
Yeah, could get stabbed any day.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Sorry, do you think that bettering yourselves will make you happier?
Yeah. I mean, it could, but it could also not as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's grey. Very grey.
Yep.
It's what it's all about. Mindset, I guess.
Yep. So, with you personally, do you think that do you like the idea of bettering yourself, and do you think that makes you happier?
I think if I'm successful with making myself better, you know, you can kind of start a journey and be like, I might learn the guitar, and then you get halfway through and you're like, oh shit, this is really hard, and then stop,
give up kind of thing.
And then you're like, okay, I've spent all this money, all this time, and it's just sitting there now.
Do you have anything in particular that you think you've done personally that you could add to that you have given up halfway through, or that you have succeeded you've successfully done?
I think if there's something that I want to continue, and I haven't this year, is I've been learning German,
that's the language. Interesting. Yep. So you just rage all day.
Mate, that's actually a really nice language. It gets a bad rap from a certain old mate about 70, 80 years ago. Yeah, he sounded angry, but when you like hear like normal German and just everyday conversing, it sounds really nice.
What got you inspired into learning German, just out of curiosity?
So we'll probably end up talking about this later, but about almost 4 years ago, I went to Switzerland and picked up a little bit there and got a few lessons and stuff, and continued it back home.
Yep. Well, was there any particular reason you chose German over, say, French or Spanish or anything like that?
Well, they spoke German where I was in
so it was just location-wise. Yeah.
I don't know. Fair enough. I've always thought it was interesting, but it's hard.
I think bilingual's pretty cool. Like, Leonard and Emma from high school obviously moved over to Japan, and they can speak Japanese and English fluently.
Yeah, they're fluent now. It's insane. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Question 4. Does life require a purpose and a goal? Why or why not?
No, I don't think so.
Yep. Can you elaborate? Why you don't think so?
No. No, actually, I think like the meaning of life, I think it doesn't need to have a goal. I mean, it'd be a pretty boring life if you didn't have a goal, but you don't necessarily need to have one.
Are you a person that sets goals?
Loosely.
Yep. Are these like mental note kind of things?
Mental
or do you
notes.
Write them down or anything like that?
Yeah, more mental. It's just like, I might try and go for a run 3 times a week. But
can I just ask, with this mindset, do you feel like it helps with the... Because obviously, I would say it's pretty much impossible, and I could be wrong here, but pretty much impossible to live every day like it's your last, live every day in the moment kind of thing. But do you think that this mindset helps you with that kind of style?
Yeah, I think so, because you're not really sitting there thinking, oh shit, I might miss out on something if I don't do this. So
FOMO doesn't exist in your world?
I mean, it definitely does, because you see people like going overseas.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's the thing that gets me, I suppose, because we've travelled. Yeah. When you see other people overseas and you're like, fuck, I just want to be back there, you know? I was just talking to a friend about about Egypt because I was just on a website that were offering free virtual tours for some of the pyramids in Egypt. And Egypt's
I saw that.
like... Oh, did you? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Osbargain?
I'm not sure. I think I saw like a news article or something.
Yeah. And yeah, I when I did my big European trip, that was the one place I wanted to tack on at the end, but unfortunately I just couldn't afford it. I ran out of money.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a time thing, but unfortunately, just didn't quite get to tack on. So, when you see people that are over there in Egypt, a little tiny bit of you is like, fuck, I wish I was over there. But I don't necessarily think that FOMO kind of, in a way it exists, but in another way, I kind of view it as like, if I really wanted to do it, I could go do it. Like, what's stopping me kind of thing. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
I guess when I was a little younger, I kind of had a little bit of FOMO with like seeing people that you went to school with being like, oh, they're all buying houses and getting married and having kids and shit. And you're like, well, am I missing out on something here? And now that I'm older, I'm like, no, I'm definitely not missing out on something.
So I was about to ask, is that in the plans for the graceful swan?
Nah.
No?
I'll look after enough kids for work. Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, very cool.
No, I'm not sure. Probably not.
Not sure. Yep. Number 5. This one could be cool. Does good and evil come from within? Why or why not?
Come from within? What do you mean?
So, good and evil, is it nature or nurture?
Oh,
basically.
Okay.
So, does it come from within? Like, are you born evil and good? Or are you taught evil and good?
So it's hard because... Probably yes, because you can be born a psychopath, which, they do pretty evil shit.
Yep.
But then I think it can also be a reflection on your environment that you've grown up in.
Yep, so a bit of...
lived in.
Well, apparently, most studies do show that it's 50-50, nature and nurture.
Yeah, not surprised.
I have said this on a previous podcast with James, that I think that it's a little bit more nurture than nurture than nature. I think it's environment a little bit more, but, I'm not going to go against the fucking experts, am I?
No. I did tune into James's podcast and I was kind of agreeing with him.
Yep.
In terms of like behaviours and stuff. Obviously, there's a little bit of an overlap with his profession and my profession being a teacher, that we do see what negative environments can do to make these behaviours, I guess, worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, fuck it, let's just jump straight into teaching then.
Right.
So, you are based out of Melbourne somewhere, I assume?
Yeah. I teach at a school in Point Cook.
Yep.
Which is roughly about 35 minutes from the city.
Yep. And this is primary school, I assume, so?
Yeah, it's P9.
Yep. P9. So it's
P9.
Prep to 9.
A lot of schools around here are P9. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of that. That's cool. Yep.
It's different vibe.
What year do you teach? Sorry.
Grade 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you need Yep. Sorry. You go.
I was going to say. So I wasn't expecting to be teaching such a young age, but now that I'm in doing it, finished my first term, I love it. Love it to bits.
Did you need excuse my ignorance here for lack of knowledge of degrees and stuff like that, but do you need a is it 1 degree do all kind of thing? Like, if you get your degree, can you do any grade?
So I've got a primary education bachelor or whatever the fuck you call it.
Yep.
Which allows you to teach up to year 10, I believe.
Yep.
And then you need to do like a secondary thing to do the VCE stuff.
Ah, right. Oh, so you could teach the year 8s and 9s at your school?
Yeah, not that I would want to, but...
Yep. Do you prefer to do the younger
definitely.
Younger children?
Yeah, it's different. It's more structured.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say do the younger children after we've just talked about George Bell.
Didn't even notice.
Mate. My head just goes there all the time.
No.
It's just tangents.
Jesus. He's on Pal's side. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just...
What inspired you to be a teacher?
To be honest, I was kind of in that mindset of had no direction. Which is funny after what we just talked about. But then
That's
I had a
few...
I had a few friends and family
so,
tell me, oh, look, you need to do something with your life. And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
No, Mum, I'm a nihilist.
Yeah. Why not try teaching? I did a little bit of swimming teaching when I was like year 12 and when I finished school and when I was at TAFE. But yeah, I don't know.
So
it just kind of clicked eventually.
So with children, you have a partner at the moment, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Is that on the cards? Kids on the cards?
Nah, I don't think so. We've kind of like loosely talked about it, and we're just like, nah, they seem like too much work.
Yep. Do you mind me asking, what does she do for employment?
She is, what does she call it? A medical scientist?
Oh shit! So she's smart as fuck.
Yeah, she is. She literally doubled my ATAR.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah.
Double my ATAR is like 20. No, I think I got like 56 or something like that.
Oh, I got about a 50 or something. But
yeah.
Because I went in as a mature 56. Age, that didn't really matter.
Oh, that's right. You were a fucking year above, weren't you?
Year below.
Sorry, that's right. Year below and in our year level.
Yeah. Which I guess No, I wasn't actually. No.
Did you finish in 2009?
No, I finished in 10. I was in year 11 doing a year 12 subject. I was thinking about that earlier, actually.
Yep. So you finished, the year after us. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
cool.
She works at a hospital and does all the blood tests and looks at the films and stuff.
I was going to say, she's probably wanted right now during Corona.
No, they don't do the tests at her lab.
Oh, okay.
They get sent to her lab. So they might do a test in the hospital for it. And then they'll send it on to a different lab, which will do the tests.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, the interesting thing about obviously the coronavirus at the moment, I was just thinking about it before, is obviously people going in to hospital that have it, what about all the other people that are fucking having heart attacks right now and stuff and can't get beds? It's, it's going to be...
I don't think it's as bad here as what it's being made out to be.
Yep.
But definitely in places like America and the UK, it's... And obviously Italy and Spain is fucked. Like, it's destroying countries.
Old mate Boris, he's in ICU. Got announced this morning. Yeah. Are you on? Do you check Reddit? Are you a Reddit guy or not?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Not a lot of Reddits. Just like Dota and
just like the front page and shit like that.
PUBG. Yeah. Just like games that I'm interested in.
Yeah, I would say 90% of the people that are going to ask to be on this podcast or will ask myself to be on it will be Reddit people, I would say. Like, it seems to just be that social media platform that, for me, is like by far the most enjoyable.
Reddit and Twitter for me.
Oh, you're a Twitter guy. That's right. Yeah. Do you harass people online?
Nah. So those days are long gone.
You're like, no, that's 16-year-old.
Only Andy Thicc. He's the only one I harass on Twitter these days.
Who's that?
The Black Veil Brides guy.
Oh, why do you?
There's a really meta meme about him that he likes logs, like shits.
That he likes. Oh, so you just harass him about that?
Yeah, logged. That's a 4chan meme. Not that I go on that often. But it's a 4chan one, which is really, really meta.
Is there anything else that you'd want to add about teaching?
It took me a while, so it's normally a 4-year course. I finished it in 6.
Yes.
Did the last 2 years part-time because I wanted to travel and
work and stuff. When you were traveling overseas, you were doing that part-time?
Yeah. So that's how I could afford to do it all at the same time.
Yep. Very cool.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's just jump straight into travel then.
Okay.
So, do you have any travel stories or anything you'd like to share? Any fun experiences? Any tips? Just go for it. Just fucking get in there. Get in there. I guess
I need to know where I've been.
So, I guess. Where have you been?
What year was it? 2012. I went to Thailand. Was it 2012? Yep. Yeah, went to Thailand for a couple of weeks and. I'd made a couple of Thai friends through TAFE. I did a hospitality certificate at TAFE.
Yep.
And went and stayed with one of their families in Thailand, which was probably about 3 hours east of Bangkok.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a town, but it was like a town of 60,000. That's just...
Oh, so you went off the beaten path a little bit,
Yeah,
though.
It was. Yeah, very much.
Compared
slept
to
on
tourist
floors and
hotspots?
stuff at his place, and yeah, no, it was awesome.
How did you find the Asian culture? Because I've been to Thailand too.
Love it. They're so happy, friendly.
They
Mostly
are happy and friendly.
We
They annoy
met
the
a
fuck
few
out of you on the
assholes,
streets,
but
though. I will say that.
I don't know if I saw that as much being with a Thai family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
they've avoided the white guy.
Yeah, that's it. Or,
He's with us. He's
what
with
do
the
they call
Thai
it?
guys.
Forang.
What's
It's
Forang? Is that foreign?
Means foreigner, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
It's like slightly derogatory, I think, but...
I just remember... Hey, Australians are bloody racist as shit, so don't worry about that.
That's like, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, I just remember being harassed like fuck every 2 minutes, like, oh, you want massage, big boy? And that is my dream, to be told I'm the big boy and I need a massage.
Mate, I'm like
Every
6
day.
foot and I was huge there.
Yeah.
was so
you're a
tall.
big mountain. You're a big mountain boy.
So tall. But no, I didn't really get a lot of that. Didn't go near all the massage stuff. We never went to Phuket, so maybe that's why.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Would you go back?
Yeah, I'd go back. Yeah, 100%.
Is it something on the top of your bucket list, or are you?
Not really. So I have like a scratch map that I'm trying to scratch all the countries off. So
yeah, how many countries have you been to? Just out of curiosity.
I was thinking about it. It's got to be about 20, I'd say.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
So, what was after Thailand, mate?
I didn't travel for a while, and then through uni they had what did they call it? A global experience program in the Deakin Way. So that meant that for your 3rd year placement, you could go to a country, and I think the options were like Canada, Nepal, Switzerland, Northern Territory, obviously not a different country, and I think the other one was Malaysia.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I've always wanted to go to Europe, so...
Yeah, I'm not going to NT. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, apparently that's a really, really good program.
Okay. Yep.
But obviously not really what I wanted to do.
Yep. So where did you end up in Europe?
Switzerland.
Ah, right. Yes, of course. So this is when you were learning the German language.
Yeah. So...
Where did you go in Switzerland, if you don't mind me asking?
So we flew into Zurich.
Yep.
Stayed there for like a night.
Yep.
And that was like the weirdest experience of my life. Weirder than Thailand, because I don't know if a lot of people know, but it's a 24-hour, at least 24-hour haul to get there. So
fuck. It's a pain in the ass. I hate the fucking... I've done it twice to Europe.
Yeah,
I fucking hated the flights. The first one was to Greece.
Second time was easier. The first time was the roughest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it's not good. I actually went to Switzerland as well. I'm just trying to remember exactly where it was.
Switzerland's smack bang in the middle of Central Europe.
Sorry, not where it was. As in, I said that wrong. That's my bad. Where I went to, I believe it was. Fuck, I'd have to look at the country again or look up my Thicc tour, but it was like Lucerne or something like that.
Lucerne, and then you probably went to Interlaken and Grindelwald, and
it was this beautiful, beautiful mountain. It's just like you picturesque. Like if you look up, that's the one. Yeah.
That's
with
the top
the
of Europe.
waterfall and stuff like that. Yeah. It's beautiful there. Did you go there?
I didn't go to Jungfrau, but I went to Lucerne a bunch of times.
Yep.
So a part of the program was that I taught in a Swiss school for a month and went to uni 1 day a week there as well, where I kind of did some study. Not really, I just sat in on classes. Some of it was in German, some of it wasn't.
So do they speak primarily German in
They
Switzerland?
speak Swiss German.
Yeah, okay, so it's like
which
a variation.
is different again.
Yep. I don't know a lot about languages, so it's interesting to learn this stuff.
So they speak Swiss German, and then they speak High German, which is the German.
The rage German.
Yeah. What's the band called?
Rammstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they also speak French and Italian in certain cantons or states.
Crazy motherfuckers. They're smart motherfuckers.
Yeah, so my friends could speak English,
a little bit of each,
German,
good day, or?
Fluently. English, German, Swiss German, French. I think some were starting to learn Spanish as well. So
that's impressive. I do remember actually watching a YouTube video one time of this guy. He must be able to speak fluently something like 40 languages or something like that. It was
I
just
think
interesting.
Once you learn a couple, then it's just easy.
Yeah. I'm sure there's languages that are similar. Yeah. What's that neuroplasticity when you you're creating new? Yeah, that's cool. So after Switzerland, where did you go?
So I had my best mate come over.
Yep.
And we backpacked for 3.5 months or 3 months or something. I think he was there for 3 months. And then we went to all over the place. We went to Italy, went to Florence, Rome, and Venice.
Yep, I've been there. They're beautiful.
Strongly recommend Italy. And then we went to Slovenia.
Oh, I haven't been there. Is that fun?
It is beautiful. It is really fun, cheap.
I was going to say, is that like
old
a really
Yugoslavian country?
Yeah. Soccer heavy? Football heavy?
Oh, nah, not really.
Nah?
It's too small to be like... Okay. I mean, any country in Europe's soccer crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think they're too small. So the capital city there is Ljubljana, which is about 300,000 people.
Oh, okay.
So it's tiny. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Is Slovenia next to Slovakia? Am I right?
Yeah, Slovakia's above.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've got a very rough idea of Europe in my head.
So whoever's listening to the podcast might need to bring up a map.
Yeah. Bring up a map for us. Bring it up, Jamie. Thank you.
So we went to Slovenia.
You got your best mate. Yep. Over Slovenia. Yep. Where else did you?
And then we went to Croatia after that.
Yep.
Because I needed to make up some days. You know how there's the Schengen...
the Schengen law, it's like 90 days out of 180 or whatever. Yep.
I had to make up some days outside of it, so we went to Croatia.
Oh, okay.
Because I was going to be there over 90 days.
Yep.
And where did we go after that? I think we went up to Hungary.
Yep. Did you go to anywhere like Austria or Poland or anything?
Yeah,
I
went to all those. Yeah, it was like Hungary, Slovakia, Poland. Might have been even like Germany in there. We were just like moved all over the place. Like just took buses everywhere.
That's the one
Czech
thing.
Republic.
If I could go, I love Czech Republic.
Yeah, Prague's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah. Did you go to the place with the the famous clock?
Yeah, that was being repaired when we were there.
Oh yes.
Because we went in winter.
That was one of the places that I was really fucking pissed off with the Asian tourists because there was like one way in or something like that. I just remember there was like one corridor in and and when you go in, it's like a fucking football field or that's exaggerating, but it's big space. Yeah. And they're standing in the fucking doorway, archway, and just taking photos. Like you could literally move 3 meters ahead and you would have 1,000 different spots. But fuck me. They're hopeless.
We met this... So we were in Prague for Christmas. So that gives a bit more context.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've done it
overseas Christmas. Yeah.
And it was like 7 degrees. So it was hot. Like we were warm. Mm-hmm. Because we were used to like 0, 1 degree-ish. Mm-hmm. I think we'd just come from Austria where it was snowing and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, like we made this mate, he was from India and he was like the first person in his family to ever leave India or some shit. And he's like, oh, you want to get through crowds, follow me. And we just followed this guy and he's just like through the crowd. It was insane. I've never seen it before.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
But no, after like Prague, we went to like Poland and that's where we got fucked. So Poland's starting to get quite Eastern. Yep. Starting to. And then because we'd been to Czech Republic and we'd been to kind of the eastern part of Germany and stuff, like Berlin and Munich are all quite on the eastern side.
Yep.
We kind of got stuck in like a little hole in Poland. So because
you
we
mean
were
the
only
whole fucking country? Because it was goddamn depressing when I went there.
It is pretty depressing, especially in winter. But it was like the place that we had the heaviest snow. So it was also really pretty at the same time. But Auschwitz was like fucked.
Oh, so you did Auschwitz. See, we did Dachau or Dachau, whatever you say. That was heavy. That was one of the heaviest things I've ever done, actually.
Auschwitz 1 and 2, yeah.
Yep. Is that the place where they have the bloody shoes pile or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That's insane to me. It's insane.
like Arbeit macht frei, which means work makes you free, kind of thing.
Right.
On the sign, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so, mate. I don't think it did.
No.
That's how they got
that was
in.
haunting. Holy shit.
Yeah. There's a few places that I've been to that haunted me like that. I was at Gallipoli in Turkey.
Oh,
and,
man.
That was it wasn't haunting in the same way. It was kind of sobering, I guess.
Yeah.
It was interesting to go through the graves and stuff and see 14-year-old boys from Australia go across the war that died.
Yeah, they lied about their age. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. The actual haunting behind Dachau was something that's just.
You need to see it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think a virtual tour or something. Like just before I mentioned about the virtual tour with Egypt. Obviously, if I want to go see it, I'm going to go see it. It's not going to be the same thing. Obviously, I'd recommend to anyone if they're listening and they do want to go travel, just go fucking do it.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't know when you're going to die. Like, I know that's so cliche to say, but I've always been a proponent of traveling young. I think that it's, I've got friends that want to be career focused and then retire early and then travel when they're retired. That just, to me, doesn't interest me at all.
You're not going to be able to climb those mountains in Switzerland when you're 60 years old.
You'd have two dodgy knees. Old mate in a fucking wheelchair and walking frame. Going up Jungfrau.
Yeah. But if there is a tip, I'm pretty sure that if you're under 25, you can get into Auschwitz for free.
Ooh.
As like a student, I think.
Yep.
Because I've been twice, actually. And both times I got in for free. So
my travel tip is don't leave money in your back pocket anywhere.
No.
Because one of my mates...
It was nice being winter because you got big coats that you can put stuff in.
Oh, yes. Yeah, one of my mates got... he got 500 euros stolen from his back pocket.
I just never had that much money, cash
it's
on me.
Insane. We were lucky enough to... he was lucky enough that all of us pitched in and gave him his money back, so that was good. But I've had I've only had, apart from Fiji, the Kentucky experience. I haven't had that backpacking experience. It is definitely one thing that I would like to have tried. The backpacking side of things, yeah.
We got to a point where we were just like fucking Kentucky cunts. Because it's just too rowdy. Too many like Australians all in one spot.
I think if you did one and you got onto a good group, like I've been lucky enough to have, I'm sure you'd love it. But I can understand from the perspective of backpackers looking in and being like, what the fuck is with these cunts? Like, why are they like this? Like, and especially Australians, in this like, nice we're fucking horrible overseas.
Quiet hostel, you've got your couple of mates that you've made at the hostel having a beer downstairs, and then all of a sudden a busload of Kentucky kids rock up and they're loud and they've all got their
or fucking top deck or whatever they're called.
Yeah, they've all got their wheelie bags and stuff, and you're just like, oh.
Why are these bros just going to keep playing beer pong? It's bullshit.
I know.
Over this shit.
But I don't know. It is a different vibe if you travel by yourself or with one or two friends.
Is it something that you would do? Were you single at the time? Or were you in a relationship at the time? You were single?
Yeah.
Is it something that you would do with your partner?
100%.
Yep.
So I don't know if you know, but I actually met my partner on my last Europe trip.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we met in Budapest.
Oh, yes. Yep.
So I rocked up to Budapest.
Sorry, do you mind me asking, is she from Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hoppers Crossing. So.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I know where that is.
Now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think I rocked up to the hostel at like 9 p.m. after I was trying to find the right bus to get there because the trains were down, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know if you know much about Hungarian language, but it all looks the same.
It's like Russian, just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as Russian, but...
Yeah, the backwards R's, the cunts.
Yeah, that stuff on backwards ends. Nah, it's more all the little accents on the letters and stuff that make it look real similar.
Yep.
Yeah, but I finally got there. It was like 9 p.m, 10 p.m. that I got into this hostel, and she's like sitting down with this other dude watching Lord of the Rings.
Oh, good choice for one. And two, she was with another dude. What did you do?
I was like, I don't know. I just like sat down. I was like kind of sick still.
Yep.
As you definitely get living in hostels for a couple of months.
Yep.
This was on my second trip as well, so I was solo.
Yep.
Sat down, had my green tea.
Wow, that's
and
right.
We just started
you
chatting.
Did solo. You did a solo backpack. That's like next level to me.
Nah, it's fine.
I think I'd be fine to be able to do it, but you can't say that it doesn't take balls, and you can't say that there aren't people. That you can't say that there aren't people with, that would just be socially anxious thinking about that.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or anything, but I had moments where I was anxious and a little bit scared.
Course.
But
you're overseas by yourself. I mean, do you think
your
that
support
helped?
networks are gone?
Yeah. Do you think that helped? Do you think is that an experience that you would recommend to people?
I would, but I don't think it's for everyone.
Yep. So it's just dependent on personality?
Yeah. I wouldn't go over by myself the first time. I think because I'd already been over with my mate.
Yeah.
And, travelled with other friends while I was there that, it just become normal. Yeah.
Yeah, it led to you going back solo.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so we just started chatting about Lord of the Rings. And it turned out like it was a big old group that were watching it. They were just like chatting.
Which Lord of the Rings was it?
Dude. It was the first one.
Oh, yeah, they're all good.
We watched them all. I'm pretty sure we watched maybe that one and then the second one. But she went out and had like a shit night. And then I saw her the next morning and I'm like, oh, hey, what are you doing today? And she's like, oh, not much. I was just going to check out this like synagogue. It was like this really cool synagogue in Budapest in the centre.
Yep.
And then we just ended up spending the entire day together, and it was her last day.
Yep.
In Europe, she flew out that night, and then we didn't really kind of hook up until a whole nother year almost later. So
this
we're just
is like
friends.
A fucking romantic novel that you've written.
I know.
This is beautiful, Nathan.
No, she had a boyfriend at the time. And then they pretty much broke up when she got back.
You've done the old waiting game. Here we are.
I didn't cut his lunch. Yeah, and then was that was like around February, and then it wasn't until like about December that we kind of hooked up, and then I'm living with her. So
that's a pretty cool story. Now she's got your balls in a vase.
I know. No, she's letting me do this, so it mustn't be too bad.
Yeah, I know. And I talk about anything and everything and offensive jokes. So I've been pretty cruisy today. I think it's because
nice. I
think it's nice to talk about travel.
Yeah. But apart from that, I don't know. I've been on that first trip, spent a bit of time in Germany, obviously. So, as I was saying, Poland got stuck in a hole. Had to take a 20-hour bus from Krakow in Poland to Rotterdam in the Netherlands.
Right. Where's
20-hour
Rotterdam?
Bus. It's about an hour west of Amsterdam.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we didn't want to take planes, and it was like €30 or something for this bus.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was
you didn't
fucked.
You didn't get the train thing.
No, we
there,
worked out it wasn't worth the money.
Yeah, it is fucking expensive to get that.
Yeah.
What's it called? You can just go on any train
Eurorail
system or whatever,
pass or
Eurorail or whatever it's pass. Yeah.
I think you have to be travelling on it every day for it to be worth the money.
Yeah, it's nuts. I just remember
we saw
looking
some
at the
pretty
prices.
amazing countryside on buses though.
Yep.
And I think our bus broke down when we got to Poland, just across the border, and we had to wait for another one to replace it. And we'd bought like this mini soccer ball in Italy, and we were just kicking it around in the snow while everyone else was sitting on the bus.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. Rotterdam was really special though, because that's where my grandparents are from.
Oh yes.
They're from the Netherlands. So I went
cool.
to
So you've got some
the
Netherlands
suburb.
blood in you. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the suburb where they lived, and that was really cool.
Yep. That's pretty cool. Do you know much about your ancestry?
A little bit.
Where you hail from, sir?
Well,
Netherlands?
half is Netherlands, the other half is, I guess, England, way back.
Right, yeah. We're probably both from England, Johnson and Turner, I'd say.
Yeah. No, Turner's very, very English.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they moved over in like 59 or something.
Yep.
Yep. Mum was born in Australia. But yeah, it was weird. They lived through the World War II. My grandparents.
Yep. Yep. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a little tangent here?
Yep.
I'm gonna fucking flip it on your head, and I'm gonna give you something that I know you're passionate about. It's been a few years now. The topic is veganism.
Oof.
So
contentious.
No, it's not really. I'm happy to talk about it. It's kind of, well, I guess give people an intro as to how you got into veganism, and you were a vegetarian first. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yep. So what made you switch from veggie to vegan, and how long ago was that?
I think it's coming up 2 years. 2 years vegan. Sorry, 2 years vegan. Yeah.
Do you ever reminisce? Do you ever miss it?
Not at all. No.
Nah. So it's
I actually just find it repulsive now. Can't smell it. Have to leave the room.
Oh right. Okay. Yep. What made you become a vegan?
I just felt like being a vegetarian's almost kidding yourself in a way.
Right.
Yeah, you
kidding yourself for ethical reasons?
Ethical reasons, yeah.
Yep.
It's like, you might be against the beef and poultry industries and stuff, but then like you look at the eggs and the dairy, and then it's just as bad. It's no different. Yeah.
So do you feel like it's one of the best choices you've made?
Easily the best choice. Yeah.
Do you feel any different? Like,
no.
Do you feel any better?
Definitely feel better. I don't feel like I get as sick as often, but that's pretty anecdotal. The one thing I do need to watch for is probably protein.
Yep. Do you supplement anything with supplements?
When I'm active, I'll have a protein shake a day.
Yep.
And that's just to help my muscles repair.
Yep. And what do you use? Just plant protein or something? Pea protein
it's
or something
raw.
Like that?
Raw, which is a pea protein.
Yeah, I have heard of that.
Yeah, It's quite good, I think. I don't know. It's the only one I've ever really used.
Yep. What actually inspired you to become vegan? Like, it couldn't obviously. It's obviously not something that I assume it's come out of nowhere. What did you see or view, or was a friend vegan, or how did you get into it?
So my sister-in-law's been vegetarian vegan since she was like 12 or something, and I think having her and then a couple of other friends like I think Lenny and like a few others, talking and discussing it with them kind of gave me a bit of insight, and then I started researching it on my own. Did you actually talk to Leonard about this? Oh, I think I mentioned it on the passing a couple of times. Like, I always knew he was vegan and his brother was.
Yep.
And
do you have any good, when you say you research it, do you have any good articles or documentaries or anything that you would recommend to someone to open their eyes, kind of thing?
I think it's really hard because they are slightly biased.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
that's the hardest part. And
I would say that a pro meat thing is going to be biased. It's kind of hard to refrain from that.
And it's a bit of a conspiracy kind of thing, is that the pro meat ones are paid for meat orgs, where a lot of the vegan ones aren't paid by a vegan org.
Sure. Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I did watch the Game Changers. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that did watch it. Particularly with that one, because they got a pro meat guy and the guy that narrated the Game Changers on the Joe Rogan podcast, and it was like it was a hard slog. It was like 3-4 hours of them defending each other kind of thing, and at the end of it, I felt like they kind of took away from the message, and that they were kind of attacking each other. When a debate kind of seems to be just like from an outsider's perspective, when you just want to learn about things, and they're just attacking each other. They're not really going after they are going after the subject matter, but it seems to be just a bit personal.
Yeah, I understand.
I have seen a couple good vegan documentaries. I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Cowspiracy is really good.
I think I've seen Cowspiracy, yeah.
I think that might have been the one that I watched when I first was turning vegan, and that was the tipping point.
Yep.
Because you just realise that one's really good, because it doesn't just look at the ethical perspective. It looks at the economic and the whole industry perspective, and how these companies are almost ruling the world in a way.
Yep.
And what they're doing to the planet.
Yep.
Is insane.
I've just had a quick Google here of vegan docos. I have seen the Game Changers, definitely. I've seen Cowspiracy, I'm 99% sure.
Blackfish is supposed to be good, I think.
I've seen Blackfish.
That's the SeaWorld one, isn't it?
Yes. I don't really...
That's not like
it comes up. It comes up when you type in vegan documentary, but it's more animal rights than vegan.
Yeah,
like food kind of thing. I guess vegan can also extend to animal products of any kind, can't it? So
yeah, exactly.
Leather, things like that. Food Inc. I think I've seen Food Inc. That's an old one, I reckon.
Okay,
I haven't seen that one. I reckon that's quite good. I actually I can't give you a proper answer as to why I'm not a vegan, but I think that would sound a little bit silly from a vegan's perspective. I'm open to listening to vegans talk about veganism, just because I think the ethical side of things, I do kind of agree with that. The ethical side of things, the economic impact that the beef industry has on the world in terms of global warming and stuff like that is very real. I think, I just think it's interesting, but I just think that I know it's such a shitty excuse, but I just feel like I just like the taste too much. I know that's such a shitty reason, but
and that was like the reason why I didn't go vegetarian for a while. It's like that's that almost FOMO thing. You see your friends eating a big juicy steak, and you're like, I remember big juicy steaks were delicious.
I think it comes down to
that's not the thing. That's what a lot of people that are against veganism don't realize, is that we're not doing it because we don't like the taste of something, and
Correct.
That's where that alternate meat thing comes from.
Yeah. Would you if there was speaking of alternate meat, if there was some laboratory meat, I don't know how. I haven't looked into whether this exists or not.
Yeah, it does.
But would you eat that meat, knowing that it's from a lab and it tastes like real meat? But
it's hard because it is technically animal, isn't it? So, I mean, I probably wouldn't personally, but if you could get it to the point where it's sustainable and cheap enough that the everyday person can eat it, then the harm towards animals is minimalized a lot.
Correct. And the economic impact, hopefully you'd see, but curious to know whether lab meat that's the same molecular construct as an animal,
because it's grown stem cell sort of shit.
Right, okay. So it's grown from an animal.
Yeah, so they'll take I think they have to kill the animal to do it and stuff, so it's like not completely.
Okay. Yep.
But they'll take the genetic structure or whatever from the animal, and then they'll reproduce it, like
That's
almost cloning it, which I mean doesn't sound that great.
A question I've got for you. First of all, do you think that you're an outspoken vegan?
Can be, and I can't be.
Yep.
I've mellowed out. I have mellowed out.
Do you think that one of the issues with veganism, not necessarily an issue with veganism itself, but do you think one of the reasons that maybe people that are so used to eating meat and just completely shut out vegans, or, you know, they go on about the jokes about, you know, a vegan will tell you that they're a vegan kind of thing. Do you think that the fact that you're so outspoken can actually push people away or damage it?
Damage the movement. I guess in a way it can, but there's also the people that are like, well, they're going to be thinking that way anyway, regardless if you're nice to them or not. But similar to other movements in the past, and I'm not like using those like the women's rights and, you know, the racial ones as well across the world, not saying that veganism is, in a way it's important, but I don't think it's as important as those. They had those outspoken people, you know?
Yeah, of course. You know, you're not going to...
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's people out there that are old school in their terminology and the way they think, and
they're never going to change.
They're never going to change. They're never going to be for women's rights. So, I think that, that makes sense. It's probably a good answer that you still need people in the vegan
People don't understand that.
Talk,
it's like when they had the barricades down in Melbourne and stuff, the vegan ones, and, you know, a week later or a week earlier or something, they had the school strike, and everyone's like, oh, yes, the school strike. Yes, this is fantastic. You know, do it for the climate. And then you've got this other group of people that are doing it for the climate and for animal rights. They're like, oh, no, don't disrupt our traffic, fucking vegans. Oh,
I think it's...
come on.
I think it's...
hypocritical, guys.
Yeah, it's maybe in that instance, yeah. I think people are just more pissed off because people get road rage earlier, like a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
it's like it's hard.
If there's someone that is listening to this right now and they have debated whether to become veganism or try veggie or veganism, because look, at the end of the day, veggie could lead into veganism, much like it's done to you. What would you say to them that these people are listening? What give them?
If they're wanting to go vegetarian or wanting to go vegan?
Either. Just kind of give them a pathway into what you think, how they could do that.
I was quite weird about it because earlier in the podcast I said I'll maybe set a goal and might achieve it. But my goal was on New Year's Day, I gave up red meat like X amount of years ago, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, I need to just do it properly. And then like on Good Friday, I think I ate meat or like chicken or something, you know, Good Friday. Yep. I thought this is a great day to go out, and then I just haven't eaten meat since then. I think you just got to do it.
So it's just a Band-Aid rip-off situation?
Yeah, I think so, especially if you're first going vegetarian.
I'm sure there's enough information out there too.
Look, if you just... I think there's like this rule of thumb or something that if you eat X amount of vegetables a day, you're going to be healthy anyway. Like, it's like plants.
I'm sure that there's, the thing with, I'm not a nutritionist, but I'm sure that there would be something that in the vegan diet that is lacking.
Yeah.
However, you could make that up for
easily
in supplements.
You don't even need them. I don't take supplements.
Yeah.
My B12's fine. That's one thing that they always say, oh, you need B12. Well, it's fine.
Yep.
Because it's in my soy milk.
Okay.
And then iron. Iron I was a little bit deficient on, but that was because I think I'd just been travelling and hadn't been eating properly for a few months.
Yep. Yeah,
but like most people in Australia are iron deficient anyway, so it's...
So you're just in a boat with a lot of people.
Yeah. It's normal.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, in terms of like, I think rip the Band-Aid off, but a few laps, make sure it doesn't, keep lapsing. Like, it's fine to like accidentally drink milk or accidentally eat cheese or something, or egg.
Well, obviously, do your best to avoid those things, but don't let that. It's like a house of cards. Don't pull if that card comes off the top, it's not going to make the whole thing come down.
Don't just be like, I accidentally drank a dairy milkshake that, that means you can go eat steak again. Like, don't let that be the catalyst.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah.
Ready to tangent again?
I accidentally ate fish and stuff in Japan. Like, I was like, oh, well, I feel a bit shit. Like, you feel a little bit sad about it. I was in onigiri. Turns out in Japan that if it's got a certain amount of fish in it, they don't have to display it. So I think it's under 30%.
Oh,
I later found out that it had fish in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's not going to lead you down a path of be like, fuck, this is or depression, or like, you've got to go mung on some steak.
Some steak and all the sushi.
Put some bloody eggs in my mouth. Yeah, boy.
But I'd also recommend, if you are wondering why a lot of people are turning vegan, watch Dominion. I think that's something that that they were protesting and show. If you see them in Melbourne, they're showing Dominion. And a lot of the argument is, all this stuff doesn't happen in Australia. Dominion is Australian.
What's Dominion? Sorry, I might have a quick Google while I'm here.
That's the undercover slaughterhouse footage that they show.
Here we go. Okay, Dominion.
It's pretty graphic, so that's a bit of a warning. But killing animals is graphic. So.
Oh wow, it's got a very high vote on IMDb at the moment. It's got Joaquin Phoenix in it. Does he narrate it or something? Maybe.
Does he narrate Dominion?
Yeah. It says here, Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah.
I didn't realise he did.
Yep. I might have to add that to my list, man.
Watch Dominion. That's literally what it's called. Watch Dominion. And then one of my favourite kind of activists is Earthling Ed. He's a English guy. He has his own podcast. Mm-hmm. Not to advertise other podcasts on your podcast, but he's really good.
Okay, that's fine.
He has a YouTube channel, Instagram, all that stuff, and he likes to debate non-vegans and stuff.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, and he's really smart. I think he's been a good kind of, I guess, mentor.
Yeah, or someone to even learn off.
He's calm. He's really concise and very particular about the words that he uses. Yeah. Like he talks about a lot of we rather than you and I. So then it's like deflecting it from like a personal attack towards the person that you might be talking to, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Helps people converse rather than being like, oh, you eat meat and kill animals. You say, we eat meat. And that's a collective. So it's not just them. It's talking about everyone. Yeah.
Cool. Ready to tangent again? Fucking...
Tangent. I don't mind.
Tangent. Do you have anything else to say about veganism? Or
thinking. I don't think so. Just do it. Go vegan.
All right. Something that we both share, and we've both shared for over 10 years, is a passion for the same music together.
I don't even know how we became friends.
Was it? Yeah, I can tell you that. It would have been in... it
was in PE.
PE class, for sure. Yep.
Did I just sit next to you? I don't know.
Yep. So it was me, Lockie Hetherington, Cody and yourself that were all together in that class. Yeah, I remember
we
that.
were the misfits of the class, really.
Pretty much, yeah. Everyone else was, all the...
The footy heads and the netball heads, weren't they?
Yeah, all the people that actually do PE or were good or suck ups or whatever the fuck. And then there's just 4 of us just did PE because we thought it'd be easy.
I knew it wasn't going to be easy.
What did you pick it for then? That was for sure the reason I picked PE. I'm like, oh, come on, we'll just play a bit of footy. It'll be right.
Yeah, I think my older brother did it. And he said it was good. I'm like, oh yeah, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Something different.
The same thing that we've shared, I was going to say, is same music.
Yeah, and I don't know how that came about.
How old were you? If anyone listening, we both listen to metal, hardcore, heavy music. It's not the only thing we listen to, but it's something that we've both obviously been to the same shows before. A lot of the same shows before. Do you know how old you were when you started listening to metal or heavy music? I should say.
Thought about it. I reckon I was quite young when I was listening to like Linkin Park and
so
Green
it's usually
Day
that
and stuff.
It's usually that like rock stuff that gets you into it.
Yeah, the heavier, not quite as radio friendly rock.
Yep.
I reckon I was probably about 8 or 9.
Oh wow, that's young.
Yeah, because like you have an older brother, and that's how you get.
No, I don't. I don't have an older brother, and I don't have a father. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, but yeah, it was that kind of influence that he's 4 years older than me, so he'd be like 12 or 13.
Listening to that stuff.
So yeah, it was like Offspring and Linkin Park and Green Day and The Living End. And
Does your brother listen to heavy music now?
No, not anymore. No, not as much.
Right, so you've taken on that mantle for the family.
Yeah. He kind of stopped, and then I kept going, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What was the first heavy band that you really listened to? Like something that you would consider heavy? Yep.
Yeah. It sounds so stupid, but we were watching this top 50 emo countdown on Channel V one day.
Yep.
Back in the day when you used to just watch music channels.
And Under Oath came on, did they?
Under Oath were like 48th or something, and Writing on the Walls was the song, and it was like, holy fuck.
That is one of my fucking favourite songs.
It is literally one of the best metalcore, post-hardcore written songs ever.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's a fucking phenomenal
A lot of people will be like, "Oh, fucking, it's shit." But like, nah.
Did you get to go to the Under Earth show that they did?
Yes.
Where they played the albums back to back?
Yes.
Yes, me and Corey were there too.
Did I see you there? Which night did you go? The first or the second night?
I think we went whatever was on sale first. I think we bought tickets to first.
Night.
Yeah.
You must have been there and I didn't see you. Wait. No, we got Mrs. Palmer's beforehand.
Oh, fuck, mate. If you ask Corey, he'll be able to tell you the exact fucking answer. He is a machine with gigs over the years.
We did.
I don't remember shit. I don't remember what I had for
Nick
breakfast
was
yesterday.
There.
Yeah.
My brother was there.
It's ringing a bell, yeah.
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 And we were sitting across from another table of people that were going to the show as well.
Yeah, I think it's ringing a bell.
Like Punchy and Monkey and all those were there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fucking great show. They fucking know how to put on a show.
That was easily the best show I've ever been to.
Is Aaron Gillespie's their guy, right?
Yeah, he's back now. Yeah.
He was on one of the new Silverstein songs.
Like singing.
Yeah, it's good.
I never liked the Almost though. Never liked it.
I'll send you.
Yeah, link it through. One of my best friends, she loves Silverstein. So
I fucking love them. They're my guilty kind of emo-y kind of bands.
Yeah, so I never thought listening to that Channel V top 50 emo band countdown would be such a big segue into. I don't know. I think music's pretty important, but I ended up learning guitar and playing in like hardcore band and stuff. Like
so it definitely
changed my life.
Yeah, and I can sit there and say the same thing. It's the only thing really that over the last 10 years has stayed in my life, probably.
Yep.
And I feel like it has such a big impact on me as a person, but also I feel like going forward in the future, it will be something that won't ever leave. Like I
100%.
have obviously expanded the things that I listen to. It's not like we're 15, 16 anymore, elitists kind of listening to the music and
quite
not listening to anything else.
Taylor Swift and Lana Del Rey and...
What, mate? What? No.
Guilty pleasures.
You love that shit, don't you?
Yeah, I like a little bit of pop music with substance.
I got caught belting out Westlife in the shower the other day.
Those are memes though. Meme songs.
Turn around every now and then and get a little bit home. I'm gonna sing on every episode. That's my goal.
So maybe you could have warned me first.
Maybe at the end we can sing together. Do you want to sing together something?
Oh, we could.
We could do that. We'll do that. I just wanted to ask, with regards to the music side of things, why, or if you were going to recommend, if someone was, for example, a fan of, say, Green Days or Linkin Park, etc., what's the bands or the segue that you would kind of give them an introduction into heavier music?
That's hard because all my segue bands are like ancient now, like you're used and stuff like that.
Yeah, so not much modern day.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think because normally I'd be just listen to Counterparts or Architects. But
and then you just like, you can't really throw that at them.
No, because like it's pretty intense stuff. I think Amity's quite good, I think. Amity's kind of turned into that bit of a dad rock sort of band, dad metal. Even though I still like Amity a bit. I like to sometimes give people something like a Silverstein or something, but you pick like a song where they scream very minimally. Yeah.
Or even like bands that are metalcore, straight metalcore, that sing a lot, like Kill Switch, but you pick a song like End of Heartache where it's just all singing, like the singing
Holy
only
Diver
version or anything like that.
It's on
you know
that
what I mean?
car ad. Give them Holy Diver.
Is it?
Yeah. It's on an ad. One of the ads.
Yeah, so
Bring Me the Horizon.
Bring Me the Horizon is another one.
Maybe.
Yeah. People forget, but I don't.
Oh, that's such a meme.
Do you have a good memory of gigs over the years?
I do.
Do you have a top three?
Top three gigs?
Yeah. Of all time?
One is the Under Oath.
Yep.
Two would be, I think, Architects played a sideshow with Stray from the Path.
Okay. Yep.
And that was like $25 at the Corner Hotel.
Yeah.
They were on tour with Amity and Issues, and I went to that as well, and that was a bit shit at Festival Hall.
Yep.
But that was mental, that show. And then number three, it's got to be North Lane in Warrnambool.
Oh, right. Yeah,
when they played with In Heart's Wake and Endless Heights.
Yeah,
I don't know if you went to that. That was
Yeah, I was there. Yep.
That was pretty insane. That was really good.
That was cool. I really like Make Them Suffer played at the Loft before the Loft closed down. And
I went to that too. They were really good too.
Fucking head off. They were so heavy.
And that was before they changed all their band members too.
Yes.
After that, they completely changed.
Yes. Although that being said, their new song, Hollowed Heart. Oh well, they've got one just recently called "Erase Me," but Hollowed Heart was, in my opinion, one of the best songs of last year. It fucking blows my head off. Like, it's heavy as shit.
Didn't the Counterparts album come out last year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, then it's wrong.
Corey's a big fan of them too. I like them too, but I don't listen to them as much. I'm if I had to pick between hardcore and metal, I'm more of a metal guy.
Definitely hardcore.
I still listen to more hardcore a lot, but I tend to sit on the metal fence a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm more core, I would say.
You're the other way around.
Yeah.
You're the yin to my yang, Nathan.
Yeah. That's why metalcore works so well.
So, I just realised the time. I've probably got about 15 minutes, I reckon.
That's fine.
I reckon we should end on a little high school story.
A little high school story. Oh,
what do you reckon?
Yeah.
Alrighty, go. You know the story I'm going to tell, don't you?
I do.
So
I thought about this earlier.
How did you get involved in this story? Do you recall?
No idea.
So you just hanging around with us at the time when it happened?
Yeah, I think so.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So
I'll let you explain it. I think that's probably going to be best.
Okay, sure. So basically one of our friends, we won't name anyone here, but one of our friends, Gradley with a G, he at the time we were trying to, he was trying, in my opinion, and probably in the opinion of other people, he was probably trying to hit on a girl at school a little bit. I'd say that girl probably had a fair few guys probably hit on her over the time. That being said, we were trying to, get Brad a little... Oh, well, fuck. Okay, I'm not editing that. Gradley, we were trying to get Gradley a little kiss, and little smooch on the cheek. So what we did, this was early on in the Facebook days, I reckon.
That's what I was going to say. It was like 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
Facebook was barely a thing.
Facebook was barely a thing. I think at the time, I think 2007 or 8 may have been, and I was a little bit later on the train of the Facebook train because I stuck around on MySpace a little bit longer than everyone else.
I had both. I've been very into the social medias over the years.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Bring back MySpace for one, and two, fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg, you robotic cunt. And
lizard
so
man.
yeah. Bloody robot lizard. So we tried to get Gradley a kiss or a little smooch. So we decided to make a Facebook. Was it a page or an event at the time?
I think it was a page.
I think it was just a page.
I think it was still groups. Back then.
It might have been groups back then. And basically it was something along the lines of your typical teenager, if we get this many likes, this will happen kind of thing.
Yeah. So
we said something along the tunes of, it was the female involved said, if you can get, say, X amount, I think it might have been maybe 500 or something.
That rings a bell, yeah.
If you can get 500 likes, I'll give Gradley a kiss. And we spread it like the fucking plague throughout the school. And I believe we actually got to the high 300s, maybe low 400s. So we were a little bit off, but we were pretty fucking close. Maybe even like the 450 mark or something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty high. I was surprised.
For a class for a school that had like 800 people kids. Or 1,000 kids, one in every two, and this is from years 7 to 12. One in every two people were trying to get. And this is
back when Facebook wasn't really a thing. Still.
Correct. So you got to think that year 9s or 10s below that wouldn't have had Facebook back in those days.
Definitely not.
It's definitely a more common thing now. But we got really, really, really close to getting Gradley a kiss, and then the teachers fucking found out and dogged us, and they dobbed us in.
So. What I don't understand is how I become a part of this. We must have been talking about it in PE. For sure, you would have been around. Either we would have been talking about it in PE, or you would have been around us at the time. Maybe in the common room or something like that. But I was never in your year.
Yeah,
unless I just come and hung out one day or something. Maybe I used to come and hang out with you guys.
A little bit, wasn't it? In the you could use the common room, couldn't you? As a year 11.
Oh, I never went in there. I reckon I must have come over every now and again and hung out with you guys.
Maybe it might have happened. We might have picked it to happen,
I was quite
and then
good friends
maybe
with
I spoke
the
to
girl
you in PE.
That's been spoken about as well. So I was good friends with her that year as well. Yeah. So maybe I did.
Maybe it went through her. But either way...
No, I think I met her through you guys.
Oh, okay. Either way, the teachers have absolutely robbed us because Gradley could have got a good old kiss, and he got robbed.
I was so shocked when I got brought into the office about it, because they're like, "Oh, now Nathan, do you know why you're here?" I'm like, "No." No. And he's like, "Oh, so I wanted to talk to you about a certain Facebook page named this." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And he's like, "Are you a member of this page?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am, but
That's it. I'm just a member.
I didn't make it. I'm a member of it or something. I'm like an admin or something. He's like, so this is actually cyberbullying.
Maybe I made you a fucking admin.
You did.
That's why.
You did. I was definitely an admin.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I think I used to post on it. Because we ended up like taking photos of him and posting them on there and stuff. And he's like, this is cyberbullying. We've had a complaint about this and it's cyberbullying.
Mate, no, it's not. Because we're just trying to get him a fucking kiss, mate. He said it was fine.
He was in on
all
it,
for it.
And the other girl was in on it. So we're like, I just don't understand where it came from.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. Fucking shut us down. We've been shut down multiple times by the teachers. We were running Remember how they stopped? They reduced the number of like soft drinks and stuff you could get, and they were bringing a lot of diet. They were bringing in Coke Zeros and stuff like that.
Oh. I just remember you could still get your vanilla Cokes from that Coke machine.
Yeah, we started bringing in Cokes out of our Year 12 lockers and selling them, undercutting them, and then they stopped it, and we're like, we're just trying to be entrepreneurs, you cunts. Like,
that's awesome.
What was another thing that I'm sure James won't mind me mentioning this one. I'm sure he'll listen to this and he'll have a good laugh. But who just did the podcast recently?
Yeah, I was listening. It was really good.
There was a email system in the school, basically, and the admins for the IT guys, they could email everyone in the whole school, or they could pick like send email to year 7, 8, 9, whatever. And we found out that you could do that one day. So I
remember this.
We ended up taking a photo of James and sending it to every single person on the list and saying, you need to watch out, people watch your kids or something like that.
I remember that.
And then I got in so much shit for that. Holy fuck. And I'm sure if Rory's listening to this, because Rory... it was Rory. I said something like, the teachers pulled me in and said, why did you do this? It's your name against it. Like, it's come from your email. This is like, you're going to get suspended for this. And I was like, hey, I didn't send that, mate. Like, other people know my password. I promise you other people know my password. Like, and then they couldn't prove shit. So I just said, They said, who else knows your password? And I think, like I said, Rory and someone else or something else, because I knew that those guys would just say, yeah, I know his password, but I didn't post it. And, it could just get me out of trouble. But Rory at the time, after school had finished, I remember going down the hill to walk home and seeing him there, and he looked like he was just going to punch me in the fucking head so hard. And I'm like, just let me explain. Just let me explain. Yeah, just let me explain. I didn't actually throw you under the bus. I'm just trying to like get out of this, and you just have to deny it. And then after explaining it, he's like, oh yeah, fuck them. Yeah. He's like, yeah, fuck them. I'm in.
Hilarious. I just remember there was this one kid that we used to get ripped on in the emails. I can't remember what year he was in. I don't know if it was in your year or the year above you again.
Oh, I thought you were going to mention the kid that brought a fucking knife to school that one time. That fat kid.
Oh, no, that wasn't a knife. It was a stick.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Because I was in woodwork.
I was in woodwork when that happened, and we were watching it all unfold.
I got to see. Oh, you might have been in. It was in fucking PE. Did you see the two teachers punch on?
Yes.
We were there.
That was amazing.
Yes, we were just sitting there in a PE class, and then
she put his daughter in like timeout or some shit.
Yeah. So the father,
English bloke. Remember he was English?
Yeah. I know their names. I won't mention it, but yeah, the teacher. So one of the teachers basically put the other teacher's daughter in timeout or something, and the other guy skids out, and he fucking started trying to punch on with the other teacher.
Yeah, like I had all the kids like trying to keep the door closed so he couldn't get in.
Oh, that's so funny.
Unreal
shit.
So we're just watching it through the windows.
That's Warrnambool College 09, folks.
Yeah,
we're not afraid to name them.
The fat kid with the stick. He never had a knife. It was a stick.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we're watching it all unfold. Because it was like said that he had a knife. He must have went around telling people he had a knife. But like we're watching like the assistant principal at the time, just like following him around the school, and it's this like he was a big kid, like he was so like overweight and obese, and he's just like trying to run. He was like
boy.
He was almost as wide as what he was tall. Like
he's a portable.
I don't want to fat
pudding.
shame or anything, but
no, it's okay. Call him the portable pudding. That's fine.
Yeah, and he's running around the school. He's struggling to run around the school. That this assistant principal would just like walk behind him, watching him do this stuff, and while on the phone, obviously to the police or some shit. And he'd like hide behind bushes and stuff to try and like get away. And then there was like a big mound of dirt. Nah, there was a big mound of dirt in like the top car park where the swimming pool was, and he just like sat up there. I think he just got to there and just sat up on top of it.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing. Beautiful. We just watched it all happen from woodwork.
I love like, you know, the fights that I've seen over from high school or whatever that's just been right in fucking front of me, and I have done nothing and it's just happened. And I'm like, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Do you have any final words, Nathan?
I don't think so. Do you have anything else for me?
Yeah, I got one more thing to end the show.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for listening. Second of all, so you personally for listening to the show, and getting into contact with me to actually get on the show. I've had a few people that have done it, but unfortunately you got to herd the sheep sometimes and get them on. So if anyone's listening and you are one of these sheep, fucking come on. Stop being a bitch.
It's fun. You're just hanging out with Steve. That's all it is.
Correct. And unfortunately we had to do this one over the internet. Even if we were fucking in person,
mate, we're in
technically
isolation.
illegal. So hopefully next time you come on, we'll be able to do it across from each other, because I do feel like you miss that social interaction.
Oh, definitely. I'm like just staring at my computer screen.
Yeah. I guess to end it, we can sing a song together. Do you have any song that you'd like to sing?
I think you could pick a song.
Yeah, we could go... Michael Bolton.
What?
Do you want to sing a bit of Michael Bolton with me, babe?
What is that song?
How can we be lovers if we can't be friends?
No.
You never heard it? You've never heard it?
I probably have. I don't know that well.
Oh my God, you're doing people's head in right now. You're going to get bashed for sure. What about Westlife, Total Eclipse of the Heart?
Did they do that song? Did they cover it?
They do that. Yes, they do.
Are all their songs covers?
No.
Because what's the other one?
They did Uptown Girl as well, didn't they?
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah. Do you want to sing that one with me?
All right. Let's do it.
All right. So, 3, 2, 1. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit...
Fuck, I forgot the words. I don't know.
And that's where we end.
Oh, fucked it.
Thanks for being on, Nathan.
No worries, mate. Thank you.